Hey Fairgrove!
There's a lot of participants in this year's Wax Museum.
So stay tuned to find out more information.
Amazing dunks, flashy passes, 3-point pull-ups. The playoffs are underway. Stay tuned to my show to find out more.
Crispy with a bit of marshmallows. What is it? I don't know. Stay tuned to my show to find out.
Teachers, students, questions, a list of things for a college-focused interview. So tune into my show to find out more about Mr. Clegg and his colleges.
New books to buy. Don't forget the tax. It's book fair. Stay tuned.
Clear skies, a cool breeze, people relaxing, children playing. See how your weather is going to be like so you can relax and be active.
Art projects. Drawings. Paintings. And many more. Tune into my show to see pictures of the classes opening for open house.
The bell rings, the crowd goes wild. Both boxers praying that they have won. And the judges says the winner's name. This is the fight of the century. Tune into my show to find out who Fairgrove thinks that will win the Mayweather versus Pacquiao fight.
Kurt Warner, Lucille Ball, Steve Jobs, Malala, and Princess Diana. All these legends and more at the Wax Museum. So stay tuned for my show to find out more.
What's up, Fairgrove? I'm your host, Alyssa Godoy.
And I'm your host, Tomas Jacobo.
And this week's music genre is Student Created Beats.
Now let's go check out this end of the year theme broadcast.
Now let's go check out the weather for the weekend in Weekend Weather with your host, Lucy.
Hey Falcons! Here's your forecast for this week. This week is going to be pretty hot in the 80s and 70s. Today will be a high of 86 and a low of 57. Saturday will be a high of 80 and a low of 55. Sunday will be a high of 77 and a low of 54. Monday will be a high of 75 and a low of 54. Tuesday will be a high of 75 and a low of 54. Wednesday will be a high of 75 and a low of 54. Now let's check out your Doppler.
There's some clouds up north, but none in our area.
This week will be sunny with little chance of rain. That's all for this week, Fairgrove, so let's head back to the studio with Tomas and Alyssa. Bye.
Thanks, Lucy. Hey, Alyssa, have you seen the counselor around?
Yeah, I've seen him around, but I don't know much about him.
Well, College Focus is doing an interview on him, so let's go check it out.
With your host, Alexis Holguin.
Hey Fairgrove Falcons, I'm Alexis Holguin, your host for College Focus. Now let's get on with this week's show. This week we'll be asking Mr. Clegg a few questions about Citrus Community College and Cal Poly Pomona. Good morning, Mr. Clegg. I have a few questions for you today.
Hey, good morning.
What college did you go to?
I started off at Citrus Community College in Glendora, and then I transferred to Cal Poly Pomona. And then after that I got my master's degree at Azusa Pacific.
What did you major in?
I majored in psychology.
What was the best thing about going to college?
The best thing about going to college was you get to learn a lot of interesting things. You get to meet a lot of interesting people. It's a really fun experience.
Did you have to work when you went to college?
I was lucky enough not to have to work through the first few years of college. When I got my master's degree, I was working pretty much full time during that time.
Did you play any sports or join any clubs in college?
Not in college. I did in high school. I played tennis in high school, but not in college.
What do you like to do on your free time?
It's a lot of different things. I like spending time with friends and family, listening to music. I like going to the beach. Yeah, pretty much just relaxing.
Thanks, Mr. Clegg. Wow, that's all for this week, Fairgrove Falcons. I'm Alexis Holguin, your host for College Focus. Now back to the studio with Alyssa Tomas. Bye.
Woo! Thanks, Alexis. I want to buy something from the book fair, but I don't know what to get.
Well, I'm pretty sure Book Hub could help us out with that, so let's go check it out.
With your host, Gabriel Shada.
Hey Fairgrove, I'm your host, Gabriel Shada from Book Club. Let's get started with this week's show. This week's show is a little bit different because it's book fair. This week's book fair is awesome because it has tons of awesome books and it has reasonable prices for the books. The book fair has little souvenirs you can buy, like the pencil or pen, or like little erasers, and stuff and posters too. Sadly, that's all for this week, Fair Girl. Let's head back to studio with Alyssa and Tomas. Bye.
Thanks, Gabe.
Hey Tomas, what time is it?
Well, wouldn't it be handy to know the new Apple Watch?
Isn't Jalen talking about that?
Yeah, so let's go check it out and all about tech.
With your host, Jalen Wallmaker.
What's up, Fairgirl? This week's topic is the new Apple Watch. The price range will start at $349. This will be released in 9 different countries. Battery life will last up to 18 hours when the battery is full.
We're looking today at the new Apple Watch. This is our first look. It's actually on my wrist. So we have a magnetic strap here on the back. It's midnight blue is the color. This is leather here. And there are 2 little buttons on the side. Just press them in and hold it and pull it off. And it should. It may not actually be strong enough to operate the Apple Watch, but really it's not strength, it's just magnets. I'm actually feeling the feedback on my wrist. I'm also feeling the feedback when it takes my heartbeat. And there are various other items too that show you that this watch is actually interacting with your wrist the whole time. You can see the size of it, you can see the crown of this device, which if this was an active watch, we'd cycle through various items. I'm going to compare it here with my regular watch, and you can see how much smaller that is. So this doesn't feel at all intrusive. I can flex my wrist up and down. It doesn't feel like it's getting in the way. And yeah, it's a really nice design.
Well, that's all for this week, Fairgirl. Now let's head back to the studio with Alyssa and Tomas.
Thanks, Jalen. We'll be back, Fair Girl. We're back. Now let's go check out Phone Food.
With your host, Millie Avalos.
Hey Fairgirl Falcons, today on Fun with Food I'll be making Rice Krispies. Now let's get started. But before we get started, make sure you guys wash your hands real well.
Wash your hands for 60 seconds, or you can either say your ABCs. The ingredients you'll be needing are marshmallows, butter, cooking spray, and Rice Krispie cereal. The utensils you'll be needing are wax paper, saucepan, wooden spatula, and a container. You will also be needing a stove. First, you add the butter in the saucepan. Then let the butter sit in the saucepan to melt. You then add the marshmallows to the melted butter. After you have added the marshmallows, let them sit with the melted butter to melt. You then add the Rice Krispie cereal. You then stir the two ingredients together. Next, you pour in the Rice Krispie in the container. Finally, you add the top and leave it to cool.
This week, we'll be getting book club to try our Rice Krispies.
I think it's actually pretty good. Yeah.
Well, that's it for this week, Fair Grove. Now to back to studio with Tomas and Alyssa. Bye!
Thanks, Millie. Hey, Alyssa, are you going to see the fight Saturday?
Yeah, I'm going for Mayweather.
Well, now we're on this topic. Let's go check out sports news.
With your hosts, Silas and Damien.
What's up, Fair Grove? I'm Silas Bravo, and this is Sports News. The NBA playoffs have been a blast so far. Now let's go check out a few updates. The Clippers were down 2-1 against the Spurs, but tied it up in Game 4 as they won 114-105. The Clippers play Game 7 against the San Antonio Spurs tomorrow at 2 via announce time. The Warriors, Wizards, and Cavs have all advanced to the semifinals after sweeping their opponents. The Bucks forced Game 6 against the Bulls as they won in Game 5 with the final score 94-88. However, the Bulls still lead the series 3-2. The Nets tied up the series against the Hawks in Game 4, but play Game 6 tonight. The Rockies and Grizzlies both had a 3-0 lead, however lost in Game 4, but still ended up winning the series. Are you ready for the fight of the century? Floyd Money Mayweather and Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao square off in the ring tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Now let's head on out with Damien Alvarado.
Thanks, Silas. Now moving on to baseball, starting off with the Dodgers beating the Padres 11-8, winning the series 2-1. The Angels lost to the Rangers with the final score 5-4, however, winning the series 2-1. The Dodgers played tonight, facing off against the D-backs at 7:10 p.m. The Angels also played tonight, facing off against the Giants at 7:10 p.m. As for school sports, softball and soccer both faced off against Cedar Lane, with the soccer team losing and the softball team winning with the final score 4-1. Well, that's it from me, Fairgrove. Now let's head back to the studio with Silas Bravo.
Well, that's it for this week, Falcons. I'm Silas Bravo, and I'll have more sports news for you next week.
Thanks, guys.
Now let's go check out what's up with Fairgrove. You get it? What's up with Fairgrove?
I don't get it.
Oh, well, let's go check it out anyways.
With your host, Larry Zamino.
Falcons, you know me, I'm your host, Lila Zermetto, for everyone's favorite segment, What's Up with Fairgrove. May 6th at 6 o'clock is the Wax Museum, so let's head over to an interview with Miss Elder to find out more. Good afternoon, Miss Elder, how are you doing today?
Hi, Lila, I'm doing well, thank you.
Can you tell me a little bit about the Wax Museum?
Sure, Lila, I'll be glad to. The Wax Museum is one of the best projects that I get to participate in each year. Last year was my first year being part of it, and I was just amazed at what the 8th graders can do. This is a production where 8th graders choose their very favorite character, a true character, and a true person, where they feel that they admire them, they have been something special for this world, and they research that person, they find a costume to dress like that person, they put up a poster board, some of them put backgrounds behind them, and they have a little booth set up, little section set up, where you go and activate them. It's very interesting, such as Frida Kahlo. She was an artist, and her person asks you to pick up the paintbrush. And when you pick up the paintbrush that is at their booth, she begins to become that character. She will speak to you and tell you all about her life as Frida Kahlo. It's very interesting, a lot of fun, very entertaining. There's about 30 participants this year. Both boys and girls are participating. I'm so excited. I just can't wait to be a part of it again.
How much is admission?
That's the best part. It's free!
Thank you for your time, Miss Elder.
You're welcome.
Thursday the 7th is 4th and 5th Scholar Rally. May 8th is the dance banquet. All tickets are $10 and are due today. Good luck to all nominees. Also that Friday, Kinder through 3rd will be having a citizenship assembly. Today is the final chance dance of the year, so make sure you have all 10 chance tickets so you'll be able to attend. I would like to give 2 birthday shout outs. The first one to Christina Mendez, whose birthday is today. She is the editor of Fun with Food. And the second birthday shout out to Soleil Galleta, who is the editor of What's Up with Fairgrove, and her birthday is May 7th. So make sure to say happy birthday to those 2 girls. May 2nd is Saturday school. Well, that's all for this week, Fairgrove. See you next time on What's Up with Fairgrove. Now back to the studio with Alyssa Godoy and Tomas Jacobo. Bye!
Thanks, Lila.
Hey Tomas, I forgot to ask you, who are you going for?
I think I'm gonna go for Manny Pacquiao, but let's go find out what other people think.
And Weekly Poll with your host, Anthony Lucea.
What's up, Fairgrove? I'm Anthony Lucea, your host for Weekly Poll. And now, let's head over to this week's question. And this week's question is, what boxer will win on May 2nd?
For Mayweather, because Pacquiao is all in the news and everyone knows his name, so we'll go for the underdog.
I'm going for Pacquiao because I think he's really good.
Pacquiao.
I think Manny Pacquiao's gonna win.
Pacquiao. I think Pacquiao's gonna win.
Money Mayweather.
Hi, I'm Miss Garcia, and I think and I believe that Mr. Pac-Man is going to win this fight.
Pac-Man.
I think Mayweather will win.
Here we go, Pacquiao all the way.
Mayweather. For Money Mayweather.
Pac-Man Pacquiao.
Pac-Man.
And let's check out this week's results. Pacquiao 60% and Mayweather 40%. Pacquiao won with a total of 60%. This week, Fairgrove. Now let's head back studio with Tomas Jacobo and Alyssa Godoy.
Thanks, Anthony. Well, that's it for this week, Fairgrove.
Remember to keep those grades up.
Especially all you 8th graders out there, if you want to participate in the 8th grade activities.
Remember, I'm your host, Tomas Jacobo.
And I'm your host, Alyssa Godoy.
Bye.
Bye.